you've preempted my question on Putin.
Putin!
Which I think you did strategically because you knew it's what we'd ask.
Putin! He's so bad!
And I also appreciate that...
Did he make you take the COVID shot?
Take the what?
The COVID shot? No, he didn't. Sorry.
All right, guys, so we got to react to this amazing video from Tucker Carlson in which he is giving some type of speech or conference in Australia, and he's going to be confronted by a woke reporter basically trying to put words in his mouth, trying to say that he said something that he didn't say or that he believes something that he doesn't exactly believe. Now, this is a common tactic by the media, okay? They try to spin what you say and then present you with their straw man of what you actually said, right? However, Tucker is not going for it. He is going to set this woke reporter straight by stating what he actually said and then asking this reporter to provide a citation, okay? Since she wants to come with these types of accusations, hey, you better have some proof, some evidence, some data to back up the claims that you were making. But of course, they never have that, okay? This is why, they never actually read Trump's tweets word for word when they are citing Trump's tweets, because they actually read Trump's post word for word. Then the audience knows, oh, okay, like the media is lying, okay? There's a whole lot of spin in regards to what they're saying that Trump said. Like, for example, when you look at Trump's speech, when it comes to the whole bloodbath stuff and when it comes to poison the blood of the country, they're trying to say that, well, Trump is channeling Hitler, right? This guy read Mein Kampf and he's quoting Hitler to smear immigrants, okay? When Trump didn't say that. He was talking about illegal immigrants. He was talking about criminals, okay? And when he talked about the bloodbath, he talked about the economy being destroyed as a result of Biden's policies, which will happen, okay? You see how easy it is, okay, to put Trump's words in proper context, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, what he said really wasn't controversial at all, right? But again, that's not what the media wants, okay? So this reporter tried to spin this game, this propaganda against Tucker, who, again, is somebody that is a journalist, okay? He was in the media, so he knows his game, and he humiliates this reporter as a result of the fact that Tucker, again, knows how this game is played. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So much for your address today. So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans. And Americans black Americans have been, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
you've been lying
let's
about
pull
my
that back. I'm
Press
happy
Gallery
to explain what I do think.
So,
well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world and put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
Yeah, so let me actually chime in here, okay? Because Tucker just said a whole lot, a mouthful. Wow. Where do we start? Okay, so many facts, okay? Well, the reason why this woke reporter can't accept Tucker's words, like his actual words, the reason why she has to use the straw man is because if she accepts his actual words, his actual real stance, his position, which is not controversial at all, then she really is not interested in addressing the subject, right? She doesn't really care that much, okay? Because her agenda is to make Tucker Carlson look like some type of extremist and a white nationalist. But when you actually listen to what he says, reasonable people can see, okay, this guy is not a white nationalist, right? That's not what he's doing here. So therefore, again, they don't really want to actually have that real conversation about what Tucker is talking about, which is the decline in birth rates among native-born people who were born here in the United States. Our birth rates are declining, and as a result, our population is declining, and the politicians have decided, well, in order to fix that problem, let's not fix the country. Let's not incentivize people to actually have kids, to have families, right? Let's not do that. Let's just import a new population of slave labor, right? Which, again, that is essentially what they're trying to do with the illegal immigrants, okay? They're importing the illegals so that they can be the new labor class, and that can help with the population problem, okay? And that is an issue that we definitely should address, or else we're going to end up like Japan, where there are not enough young people to support the older population, okay? I mean, that's not necessarily a good situation to be in, and it's a huge problem. Now, the left-wing media accepts that this is happening when they want to talk about and celebrate the decline of the white population, okay? When they talk about demographic change, they talk about the decline of the white population as if, by definition, it is a great thing, right? It's a great thing that this country is diversifying and that there are less whites, okay? This is what they do on their network, which, you know, in my opinion, I would define that as replacement theory, okay? But when you are celebrating it, okay, that whites in the population is declining, okay, as a fact of demographics, again, that's not a hateful conspiracy, okay? That's social justice, right? That's change that we need, according to the liberal media. But when Tucker brings attention to what's happening, and he says, yeah, I don't think it's a good thing that the native-born population here, people who actually were here and their families have been here for generations, are dying out due to low birth rates, and we're replacing them with foreigners. I don't think it's a good thing. Oh, well, you're hateful. You must be a white supremacist for acknowledging that, right? So again, you know, this conversation around demographic change really revolves around whether or not you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, right? In regards to what's happening. If you think it's a good thing that the country's becoming less white, then again, that's social justice. That's totally fine. That's not hateful. But if you think it's bad, then that's a hateful thing, right? That's essentially kind of where the liberal media is coming from on this, right? This is their angle.
I called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting. And
well,
I must say, one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the great replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't.
And my response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well, this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 black Americans were killed.
Come on.
Yo, she's doing exactly what he said she was going to do. Again, Tucker has been in this game for so long. He already knows the tricks. Her follow-up question is literally leading into this idea. Well, all these white nationalists, these white supremacists, this idea of replacement and demographic change, this is why they went out and they killed people. And you support this, therefore, you must be aligned with them, right? That is the line of logic and reasoning that is coming from this reporter, okay? Everybody knows. You can see it coming from a mile away.
Two white Americans were killed.
Like,
it's also inspired.
It's not. First of all,
it's inspired the worst, one of the worst Australian guns
how do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually?
Well, again, that's just the trick here from the mainstream liberal media, and it's about time that somebody calls them out on that, right? I love when the liberal media gets called out on their tricks, because they actually really do believe, the left believes this as well too, that yeah, facts are hateful. And reality is offensive, okay? This is why when you acknowledge the facts and reality of biology, they say, oh, well, that's hate and bigotry, right? It's hate and bigotry to acknowledge biology for what it is, right? Anything that the left disagrees with is hateful and bigoted, and it inspires, mass shootings or whatever, right? But see, here's the thing. The most political violence that have happened in this country has been a result of the left and their rhetoric, but yet they would think that you're insane if you told them that, yeah, your rhetoric is hateful, is bigoted, and it inspires violence in this country, even though that is actually factually correct, okay? We can link violence in this country in regards to BLM, Roe v. Wade, Antifa, the pro-Palestine riots. We can all link that back to left-wing rhetoric and ideology, okay? But not so much when it comes to the Buffalo mass shooter, because if you actually looked at the manifesto, he said, I don't even watch Fox News. I don't even like Fox News. He said, he's not even a conservative. So again, how is he linked to Tucker or any viewpoint that Tucker has? But the media does that because they think that you're stupid, okay? That's exactly what happens.
And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. Well, that's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family.
Wow. Again, this reporter essentially asked, well, you must support gun control if you are against mass shootings, right? If you don't like mass shootings, which is what Tucker Carlson said, then, that means that you support gun control. Again, it's such a stupid question, right? From a very stupid person. And Tucker rightfully calls out the intelligence of this individual, which is basically that of a peanut, okay?
Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine and the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home, and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable.
Oh my
I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Tucker, thank you for taking those questions. I'm sure you enjoyed some
Actually, I
questions from
loved
the
it. I
press.
just feel sorry. I mean, because I got here and the country's so unbelievably beautiful and the people are so cheerful and funny and cool and smart. I'm like, your media's got to be better than ours. It can't just be a bunch of castrated robots reading questions from the boss. And then it turns out it's exactly the same, maybe even a tiny bit dumber.
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest with you, right? I wouldn't even expect that line of questioning in regards to the logic and reasoning behind it to come from MSNBC, right? I wouldn't even expect MSNBC to stoop to that level of just ignorance, right? When it comes to questioning somebody, okay? Because again, it takes a huge leap of logic to say that, well, because you hate mass shootings, that means you must support gun control, as in confiscating people's guns and their ability to defend themselves. Again, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, that's just like saying that if you hate mass stabbings, then that means that you must support knife control, right? Like, how stupid does that sound? Okay, it doesn't make sense. And people would laugh at you if that's the conclusion that you came to based off somebody saying that, yeah, I don't like when people are stabbed in mass. Oh, well, that means that you must want to ban all knives, right? You want to ban all knives? No, that's not what that means, okay? It just means that I don't like violence, okay? But I also respect people's rights to defend themselves, to own knives, right? Just like I respect people's right to own guns. But again, when you are a NPC, liberal media propagandist, you're not taught to think, okay? I mean, these people, they go to these Ivy League universities where they're told what to think, okay? They don't know how to critically think. And again, this is how you end up with situations like this. Her job was to ask these stupid questions, okay? Not to actually think about, well, do these questions actually make sense? Do I actually have the citations of the dates or the episodes where Tucker actually said the things I'm saying? No. This is what people say that Tucker said, so therefore I'm going to put words in his mouth. I'm going to straw man him and try to get him with a gotcha. But again, what she didn't realize that Tucker is a veteran in the game. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it in regards to political commentary. I don't know. I think Rush Limbaugh is probably the best to ever do it. But I'm just saying, I mean, when you talk about being on Fox News or whatever, maybe Tucker's up there for sure. Nah, you're not going to get him with that childish game, okay? Tucker is way too smart for that. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.